Hello, students. So far, we have studied an introduction to Frantz Fanon, an overview of his work, The Wretched of the Earth, and a summary of the prescribed essay on national cultures. Today, we will discuss some of the key concepts that Fanon uses in his essay, which we have already studied, but they may need further explanation or clarification. The first term that we are going to study today is colonization. When Europe colonized Africa, they dominated it both physically and psychologically. They enslaved Africans' body and soul and created a psychological void and made their past non existent. Fanon says in Africa, colonization was both physical domination and a planned psychological depreciation of African self worth, culture, and history. Europe viewed the African as the antithesis of virtue. Next term is racial compartmentalization. What do we mean by that? It means that the blacks were denied opportunities for growth and development by secluding them, separating them, and keeping them segregated in a restricted area by barriers to social intercourse. Racial compartmentalization is the method of forcefully maintaining inequality in all aspects of human existence by denial of educational opportunities and segregation of living arrangements. What is the solution to this? Fanon says it is the total supplantation of the colonizer by the colonized. The colonizer has to be removed entirely from the colony. That is the solution for racial compartmentalization according to Fanon. The next term that we are going to study is Manichaean world. Now, Manichaean world is a term used by Fanon to show how inequality or division exists in the world of colonialism. When there are diametric opposites, Fanon terms it as a Manichaean world. It is a religious dualism. Manichaeanism is a religious dualism that originated in Persia in the 3rd century. Fanon borrows that term from Manichaeanism to arrive at this word. A world based on the belief that there are two opposites in everything. For example, good and evil, or light and dark. When these two things, which are opposite to one another, coexist, it is called a Manichaean world by Fanon. The next term that we are going to learn today is negritude. Now, what is negritude? Negritude is a literary movement of the 1930s, 40s, and 50s that began among the French speaking African and Caribbean writers living in Paris as a protest against French colonial rule and policy administration. Negritude is the affirmation or consciousness of Black or African culture and identity. Its leading figures were Leopold Sédar Senghor, Aimé Césaire, Leon Demas, etc. The concept of negritude was the affective antithesis of that insult which the white man had leveled at the rest of humanity. So we have already studied about this earlier. It is a literary movement that started in the French speaking African and Caribbean writers. They started this movement. Next term, decolonization. Now we have already studied what is colonization. So let us now learn decolonization. For Fanon, decolonization is a process of power reversal. Fanon quotes biblical passages to explain this. The last shall be first, and the first last. So the exit of colonial powers leads to decolonization. The struggle for power in the colonized states will be resolved only through violent struggle. The colonial states were created and maintained through the use of violence. Hence, reversal of power will also be violent. According to Fanon, setting up a colony requires lot of violence by the colonial powers. In the same way, removing the colonial powers from the colony also amounts to violence. So, decolonization is a process of power reversal. It is totally eliminating the colonial power from the colony. Next term, lumpen proletariat. Fanon says that in colonial countries, peasants are revolutionary. This is a term, lumpen proletariat is a term Fanon uses to talk about peasant communities. So he says peasants are revolutionary. They are the ones who initiate the struggle for freedom because they have nothing to lose and everything they do is for their gain. The starving peasants who go hungry outside the class system is the first among the exploited to discover that violence pays. So the peasants are the ones who initiate the struggle for liberation. Next term, national bourgeoisie or urban proletariat. So who are these? They are the class comprising of administrators, doctors, teachers, civil servants and intellectuals who take over power after the colonial powers exit from the colony. They become the ruling class of a developing nation. They are influenced by Western people. So they live westernized lives and they are always in conflict with the peasant masses, that is, say, lumpen proletariats and urban proletariats are at loggerheads with each other. After the exit of the colonial powers, the national bourgeoisie slips into the place of the colonialists and exploits the peasant masses politically and economically. They just behave they behave just like the masters, that are the colonial powers, and start exploiting the poor peasants. They compromise with the colonial system and secretly condemn the peasants for the use of violence. Next term, redistribution of wealth. In Fanon's opinion, he says that Europe is literally the creation of the third world. How did Europe become so wealthy? That is because they were looting, they were plundering the third world. The wealth which smothers her, that is Europe, is stolen from the underdeveloped peoples. For centuries, the capitalists have behaved in the underdeveloped countries like nothing more than war criminals, deportations, massacres, forced labor, and slavery have been the main methods to increase its wealth, gold, diamond reserve, and to establish its power. So, what has Europe been doing in the colonies or in the third world? It is just stealing, looting everything, whatever natural resources they had, they have just plundered it. They have stolen it from the third world countries. Therefore, the wealth that has been extracted and exported from Africa must be returned by the European countries. That is what Fanon demands in the essay. Next term, brothel of Europe. So he says that the intellectuals or the national bourgeoisie turn the third world countries to brothels of Europe where they can come and enjoy. At the end of the colonial regime, the national middle class will become business agents of the Western bourgeoisie and inadequately replace the colonial power. Fanon condemns the middle class for creating dependency by imitating the goals, objectives, and methodologies of the traditional bourgeoisie. So, what is he saying here? The middle class people who become the rulers of the colony or the developing nation will have continuous contact between the Western bourgeoisie or the colonial powers who have left the colony. They remain in constant touch with those people and they imitate them. Yeah, they imitate the goals, objectives, methodologies they had and try to implement all of those in the newly developing nation. They neglect they neglect national development, exploit agricultural workers, ignore the rural and interior areas, and spend large sums of money on display items such as expensive homes and cars. They turn the nation into a tourist nation, which Fanon calls as a brothel of Europe and America. So, as we already mentioned, the national bourgeoisie behave just like the colonial masters and exploit the poor masses to amass wealth, and they remain in continuous touch with the Western bourgeoisie, invite them for parties, and they let them have a nice time in the third world countries. The next term that we are going to see is combat literature. This we have already studied in the previous session. Fanon focuses on the scholarly works of native intellectuals and traces three phases in their identity transformation. The first phase we already know is that of assimilation to the colonial system, its beliefs, attitudes, and behaviors. In the second phase, we know the person becomes immersed in reclaiming of culture. In the third phase, the colonial intellectual, embarks on a crusade to enlighten the masses. In this phase, fighting literature, combat literature, revolutionary literature, or national literature is produced. We already know about this, where the writer directly addresses the masses and gives the call for revolution or rebellion. That is combat literature. Negritude, we have already seen this term. We have covered all the important or key concepts which Fanon uses in his essays. So we will conclude in the next session. Thank you.